YouTube, today we're going to be trying out the third place finishing team at the recent Taiwan Regional Championship. It features Imprison Zacian and a Gyarados. Let's see if we can actually get Imprison Zacian off to make every other Zacian potentially useless. And of course, other Pokemon can't use Protect against my Zacian and the rest of my team, which would be really cool. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help out. And try out the rental code and check out the creator available in the description down below. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. All right, a Zacian, can we get the Behemoth Blade or the Imprison off, please? But we got Torkoal Venusaur to throw down against. All right, so we got Torkoal Venusaur Hydreigon, which is actually a scary Pokemon here in this matchup. Grimmsnarl, Landorus and Torkoal. Overall, I think I already know my Pokemon. Rillaboom, never being brought here. You would never bring Rillaboom in this matchup. Landorus Thundurus is probably going to be my leader choice. It's really strong against my opponent overall. I really do like the airstream pressure that I can threaten. And yeah, it just seems super solid here. I think I bring Gyarados in the back for the Intimidate into the Landorus. And we bring the Zacian for their Zacian. One thing about this team is 5 physical attackers. So Intimidate on the Landorus is always really big. And yeah, 5 physical attackers. But we should be fine for the most part. I don't know if Hydreigon's brought here because of the Zacian as well as Urshifu. So, I mean, Hydreigon's a really annoying Pokemon for me, actually. Max Dragon, the fact it's probably faster than my Landorus and my Gyarados, which would be a little bit terrifying here. But I think the 4 Pokemon we're going to see, Torkoal, Zacian, and then a combination of Landorus, Venusaur, and Grimmsnarl. I just don't know if they bring Venusaur. I think I could see Dynamax Landorus in this game more than Venusaur. But I mean, when they have Venusaur, they'll usually just bring in Click G-Max Lash. So let's see how this is going to go. It depends on which Maxmon is going to be for my plan. But my plan is basically to open up the doors for my Imprison Zacian to put in a ton of work. Of course, that means weakening the Torkoal and getting rid of Venusaur and, you know, weakening that Landorus as well. Let's see how it's going to go. We're going to see the Grimmsnarl Torkoal lead. I don't know. Okay. This is not the first time I've seen this lead, and I never understood it really here, but that's fine. I'm going to lead my Thundurus plus Landorus here, and I'm just going to click Thunderbolt and EQ here into the Torkoal. I think this could be a Landorus swap for the Torkoal if they have it. But I just don't see a reason why I wouldn't just click EQ plus T-Bolt. I guess if Grimmsnarl has Trick here, they could trick a Lagging Tail onto me, which would be a little bit annoying in this position. But I could probably just go Gyarados afterward. So I don't think I mind it. I'm just going to click EQ plus T-Bolt. I don't have to read a Landorus switch either because there's like no benefit. Like get a little bit of chip with Rock Slide. I don't think it's worth it here. So I'm going to go for EQ plus T-Bolt. This is probably Reflect here from the Grimmsnarl, I'd imagine. And I don't know what the Torkoal does. It's either swap to Landorus, I think, or maybe they go for like a Burning Jealousy attempt. I could definitely see that as an option. I'm not too sure. We're gonna see the Torkoal retreat though. Is this the Landorus? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. The only problem with the team from this position is that Landorus is actually really, really scary. Reflect is gonna come out. Okay. I wish I got a T-Bolt off into the Grimmsnarl, but always the chip into Grimmsnarl is pretty big because if it T-Waves my Zacian, it kind of screws up my plan immensely. So we know all 4 of my opponent's Pokemon at this point. Well, actually we don't. They might have forgone Zacian, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Okay. So I'm going to go out into Gyarados here, and I'm going to go for probably a taunt. Yeah, I taunt the Landorus because I don't want it to go for Sword Stance. I think Sword Stance on Landorus here would be really bad. If they go for Rockfall, I think that's fine because there'll be a -1 Rockfall and they're stuck in Dynamax, and then Zacian can come in and Behemoth Blade stuff. But I think if they go for Sword Stance here, I think it's pretty bad for me. So I'll go Gyarados for the Intimidate, and I'll go for the Taunt to prevent it. Let us see what's going to come out here. I don't know what the Grimmsnarl does. Could be Spirit Break immediately. Could be Light Screen. It could T-Wave reading my Landorus swap, but we'll see. I don't think they will probably T-Wave my Landorus slot, though. We're going to get a Taunt into the Landorus. They stayed in, no Dynamax, just Rock Slide. Rock Slide's fine. Okay. And then this is Spirit Break into the Thundurus. Yeah, okay. Not that big of a deal. Okay. I really want chip on the Grimmsnarl, so that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to switch out Gyarados into Landorus again for another Intimidate. I also just have no clue if it's T-Wave on the Grimm, so I might as well just reset it here. I'm just gonna T-Bolt to the Grimmsnarl right here. I could have went Zacian though. Zacian would not have been a bad play here. Like Behemoth Blade offensively here would have been amazing. I could do that next turn though. Yeah, I could switch out the Landorus into Zacian the next turn. But then again, Thundurus is taking a little bit extra chip. We'll see though. Oh, the Landorus is gonna swap. Okay, into Zacian. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So Zacian's gonna come out, get the boost, I guess. I mean, yeah, we're good here. I'm imagining this is probably Spirit Break again, which is fine. I'm able to get another Intimidate off into the Zacian, so now it's at neutral. And we're gonna see Grimmsnarl go for Spirit Break. Yeah, it looked like it went for Spirit Break again. Okay, that's fine. So Thunderbolt into Grim. The extra chip is always important. Here comes a Spirit Break into the Thundurus. Yeah, I don't mind this. If Zacian wants to double out here, I think it's okay here. I'm going to go out in my Gyarados, and I'm actually going to go out into Zacian. I'm expecting Zacian to either swap here or into Landorus potentially, because I don't know if they want to just get an EQ, get EQ'd here. So I think I get an Intimidate off with the Gyarados, and if they swap the Zacian into Landorus, I get the Intimidate off into the Landorus, which would be beautiful. Yeah, perfect. And I get Zacian in, which Behemoth Blade looks really solid right here. Okay. So Intimidate off into my... Well, it doesn't even matter because I'm double swapping here. So this is looking really good here. This is looking really good. I want to get rid of that Grim so badly here. Like, getting rid of that Grim is going to be really important. Actually, how many turns of... Sun are left? Is this the last turn? Because Waterfall chip looks really solid here upcoming. Let's see. Gonna be Scary Face. Okay, not T-Wave. That's actually really big. Okay, that's really nice. Okay, beautiful. I mean, here I think I just swap in a Landorus and I click Behemoth Blade. Yeah, I just keep intimidating. This double Intimidate core is just being so good right now, and I really want to get rid of that Grim, because once screens are over, it's going to be really hard for my opponent to start pivoting attacks again. And I really do like the option to just like keep rotating this Intimidating Behemoth Blade, because they can't stop it. They have like no damage output against me right now. They really don't. So I can go for the Behemoth Blade into Grimmsnarl. If Landorus Swords Dances, they'll be back in neutral, but then I can Intimidate them again. And yeah, like this is looking really solid right here. Maybe I could have Behemoth Blade the Landorus, but I'm not sure if they're going to switch out Landorus into Torkoal, which I think this is going to be the case here. Yep. Okay, nice. That's really good. That's really solid for me here. Okay. So I switch out my Gyarados out into my Landorus here, and I'm able to get rid of the Grim, which means no more screens and no more Scary Face I have to deal with, which is really nice here. Okay. Scary Face gonna come out into the Grim, or into the Zacian. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Best case scenario I could have asked for. So goodbye Grim. Now I'm up 4-3, and it's looking pretty solid for me here. I do gotta watch out though, because my Thundurus is weakened a bit, and I do gotta watch out because of the fact that this is still not an over game. Sunlight Phase though, which is the perfect timing. That's perfect timing. So are you bringing out your Landorus here? You are bringing out the Landorus. Okay. So this is Rock Slide Heat Wave potentially. I don't want to Dynamax because I don't know if they're Burning Jealousy and go for Burning Jealousy, or they go for Eruption. So I think Gyarados is just the right call and bring out the Thundurus, because I want to taunt again. Yeah, I definitely want to get a taunt off potentially into their Landorus if I survive this turn, of course. The Torkoal could protect too. That's definitely another option. They're definitely not swapping the Torkoal here, I think. I don't think they would, because risking Zacian doesn't seem great here for my opponent, but at least I get an Intimidate off immediately into the Landorus, and then I could go for a double Intimidate. I also want to stall out these screens. Since I'm not doing that much damage while they're behind screens, I want to set up for a right position where outside of screens just look really solid. The thing is, Swords Dance Landorus can be really scary if they click Eruption here with Torkoal and go for the Swords Dance, but I think I should be fine for the most part, because then Zacian should be able to get Behemoth Blade off, I think. I don't remember how many times of Reflect do they have? 3 it looks like, because I remember Reflect I think turn 1 and Sun just faded, so this is 3 turns. Yeah, they do Swords Dance here. Yep, as expected. Okay. And the Torkoal goes for Yawn. Okay, best case scenario, I think. Okay. Actually, do I go for the knockout into the Landorus? I think I do. Yeah, I think I go for the knockout on the Landorus with Max Geyser. And I'm going to swap out in the Landorus so they can't knock out my Gyarados with Max Rockfall. Yeah, that seems pretty solid here. Okay. I think I'm building up for this win con. I really am slowly building this up. I'm slowly building up this win con because now I think the Landorus is forced to Dynamax here. If they don't Dynamax, they just go down, which is perfectly cool by me. But we do get another Intimidate off into the Landorus. So this Landorus is going to be at -2. Or not -2 attack. -2 stages from these Intimidates. But neutral in reality. We are going to see the Dynamax here. Perfect. They might Airstream too. I don't know if we see Airstream here, which is fine for me. Now let's see. Because Airstream doesn't benefit the Torkoal. It would be concerning though if they Airstream and switch out into Zacian the following turn. I don't think I'll knock out the Landorus though. I should have Airstreamed, I think, into Geyser, but I was worried if they Airstreamed my Gyarados here, like, would I be able to survive that? I think the answer is no at neutral. Also, we have not seen an item on the Landorus yet. We know it's not Life Orb because it attacked earlier and it didn't reveal Life Orb, so it's probably Lumberry, I'd imagine. Okay, Dynamax to Gyarados. And let's see. Rockfall? No, it is Airstream. Okay, yeah. So I think Geyser was still the best play. And let's see. This could be a Yawn here, which is fine. I also have Scary Face on my Zacian, which is really solid here. Here comes Geyser. This will also make sure the Torkoal doesn't do that much damage to me in general. So here comes Geyser. Not as much damage as I would have liked, realistically. I thought I was doing way more than that. All right. Not that bad. We're going to see a Yawn into the Landorus. Okay. Oh, right. Reflect is still up. Yeah. Okay. Reflect is still up. I was wondering why. Like, I expected a little bit more, but this is okay now. I'm going to go for probably a Geyser. I want to weaken the Torkoal now. Because I'm not worried about Landorus here, because I think I'm swapping back into Thundurus. I could EQ here, but I think I'm in an okay spot here. Let's see if they Yawn again or they go for Protect here. But yeah, I'm going to go out into Thundurus here. We're going to see Rockfall come out this time. This should be trying to knock out the Gyarados. Good thing I got the Geyser off, I think. I think the Geyser was really important. All right, Gyarados goes down, perfectly okay. Crit shouldn't have mattered. Should have gone down to that anyway. And let's see, coming up. This upcoming turn is actually really crucial. So let's see. Yawn? It is Yawn again. Okay. Okay. I'm getting tired of this Yawn spam, but not much I could do here. At least the Reflect is over, which is really nice. I can go Landorus or I could go Zacian. If I go Zacian, I'm a little bit worried because the Torkoal probably is burning Jealous. Landorus here. I could go Landorus, I think. I think I can afford to. I think we go Landorus here for the Intimidate onto their Landorus. And I think we double up the Torkoal slot. Because Life Orb EQ is going to do a good amount of damage now. No, I could Taunt here, actually. I could probably Taunt and EQ. Yeah, I like Taunt and EQ, actually. I think it makes a lot of sense here. I think taunting the Torkoal just to prevent it from yawning is really big. And then I can EQ threaten the following turn. And yeah, I think this works out. The thing is, they're going to get an Airstream off into my Landorus. And I'm kind of curious on how much damage it's going to do. It is a... Oh, they Max Quake because they read the Thundurus switch because I've been switching all this time. Okay, that's beautiful. That's really good. Okay, so I'm able to get an EQ off. Really nice damage. Okay. It's not an over game though. For sure, it's not an over game. Nice. Okay, really good pin there. This upcoming turn though, the Landorus probably Swords Dances here. So I'm a little bit concerned. I do want to go for a Rock Slide here. And I guess we just try to wake up. Because I don't want to switch into Burning Jealousy. So yeah, I'm going to Rock Slide. Rock Slide might 2 KO the Landorus. We'll find out. I think they Swords Dance or Rock Slide themselves. They go for Swords Dance. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. I'd really love this Rock Slide on both. Nice. How much damage does this do to their Landorus though? That's a good question. Okay. Looks really close. Looks really close on the roll. Burning Jealousy does come out. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it doesn't do that much. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to click Rock Slide here, and I want to switch into Zacian because I want to have Thundurus available as a sack just in case. And they shouldn't click EQ here. I don't think Protect EQs every play. I think it's just Rock Slide. If I flinch here, it's really bad. But I mean, if I flinch here, I probably just lose the game regardless unless I dodge a Rock Slide. So yeah, we go for Rock Slide here for sure. Okay. And then hopefully we can win with Imprison Zacian, which is the goal. Bring out the Zacian. I guess I could have protected Landorus actually. No, I do think getting rid of the Landorus is really important here. Zacian comes in. Okay. I mean, they definitely click Rock Slide here at least. That's for sure. Yeah, Rock Slide. Oh, did Landorus dodge? Please tell me. I just didn't want to flinch. Okay. Like, I don't think it would have KO'd at all. I just... Oh, did I miss stairs? Okay. Okay. Great. Now, I rather... Okay, now I regret it because I just wanted to knock out their Landorus. Okay, now this is awkward. Okay, let me figure this out. I think the play here, sack the Thundurus and protect. I'm not that worried about the Zacian. Got it. Oh boy, this position got so awkward real fast. If I got rid of Landorus, I think I clicked Imprison and then Rock Slide and won. Assuming I had the faster Zacian, but we have no clue. This is either Protect EQ or Rock Slide, Behemoth Blade, I think. And I have no idea which one it's going to be. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get another Intimidate off into Landorus so EQ doesn't knock out Zacian and Imprison afterward. So let's see here. Protect the Zacian. We're going to see a Rock Slide. Okay. If this is sub, doesn't change anything. I would have preferred you hitting, realistically. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right. The Thundurus goes down. Completely okay. I just have to avoid getting flinched here. Also, it's going to come down to who Zacian's faster. I mean, my Zacian looks really, really fast here. Like, extremely fast. Because I have no HP whatsoever. Am I max speed? Adamant or Jolly? I max speed Jolly. Okay, I think I should outspeed and get the Imprison off. So here comes Landorus variant. It just comes down to this. Do I get the Imprison off? Please tell me I get the Imprison off. That's all I really want to showcase here. All right, we're going to go for the Rock Slide into the Imprison. Yeah. That is the play. Good luck. If I flinch here, it's probably not too bad. I just can't flinch with Zacian. If I flinch with Landorus, I think it's doable. But if I flinch with Zacian, it's really bad. I should outspeed the Zacian and get the Imprison off. Come on. Come on. The suspense. They Swords Dance. Oh. I don't know about that one. Okay, we do move first. I get the Imprison off. Huge. Okay, Zacian cannot go for Behemoth Blade. Rock Slide. Don't tell me. Okay, just KO the Landorus. Beautiful. That is why you use Imprison Zacian. Oh. A long battle to set up the Imprison Zacian. But there it is. Torkoal gonna come out here. And this game's over. This game is over. I'm going to click Protect and Sacred Sword. Because there should be no... The only move that I think Zacian can do that can pick up a knock on the situation is Play Rough. So the Zacian is absolutely useless. So all I have to do is target down the Torkoal slot. I can Protect EQ, but of course that would be just Earthquake. Me going down to Earthquake. So yeah, they are in a really bad spot with this Zacian. And this is why you use Imprison Zacian. And... oh, this is the first time I get to click the Imprison against an actual Zacian. Every time I set this up, it just did not work. But goodbye, Torkoal. Or I would just like win the game before Zacian even got to Imprison. They go for Substitute. That's fine. If they play rough, actually, can they win on timer? No, they can't win on timer. No shot they can win on timer. I have too much HP. Do I go? I guess I go for a double here. Yeah, I go for a double because if they're play rough, I do want to play around that. Because their only way to win the game should be timer the KO the Landorus with play rough and then timer my Zacian by praying, I think. But yeah, able to pick up the win. Oh wait, they can't even protect stall. They can't even protect stall. So they would have to sub again, and then they would just lose anyway. Okay, Imprison Zacian set up beautifully, I think. Overall, was just able to, I think, get into a really good position that one turn, knowing when to, like, you know, I don't usually like my Pokemon falling asleep with the yawn, but I think taking the risk versus reward and what was worth it there just ended up working out immensely, because they expected my Zacian to switch in for the Thundurus because I kept switching out of yawn, but I knew that getting a yawn off in the Landorus I think would have been really bad for me. So that turn just ended up working out so well, and then I was able to set up for the Imprison Zacian against their Zacian to finally win the game. All right, we have Galarian Moltres, the Urshifu, Calyrex, Whimsicott, Tapu Lele, and Indeedee to kick things off. What do I want to go here now? Unfortunately, Imprison could be all right in this matchup to prevent protects, but I feel like we're not really going to be clicking it at all much. Urshifu looks really good here with the Wicked Blow, does a ton of damage. I wonder which kind of Urshifu it is, where it's water or dark Urshifu, because that is a big question. I don't know if Thundurus is good here because Air Impulse ain't exactly amazing here, but my Gyarados looks really good if that's water Urshifu. If it's dark Urshifu, this game could still be a little bit questionable, but I do really like Gyarados as a matchup. I do like Gyarados, and I think Zacian. I think those are really good powerhouses right here. And I really like the Rillaboom to change the terrain, as well as Grassy Glide to revenge KO some stuff, and then Urshifu in the back. And I do kind of like that. Now, there are a few other things I could have let. I could let Urshifu Gyarados right away, but I just don't know. I'm expecting Whimsicott to lead here, which is why I don't want to lead the Urshifu, because I want to preserve that Urshifu in order to deal with the Calyrex later on, because I feel like my opponent might just lead off with some of the Urshifu answers in order to counteract the Urshifu, which is a really big threat to them. So that is why I'm having Urshifu in the back to clean things up. I don't think they're leading Calyrex here. They could, but I don't expect it. Let's see. I'm expecting like Whimsicott, maybe Lele potentially, or something like that. Whimsicott Calyrex. Okay. They did just go with this, which is really just fine. I mean, I don't mind that. So I'm going to lead my Gyarados plus my Zacian right here. Is this trick eject button? This trick eject button? Man, these mind games are always turn one frustrating. I'm not that worried about Calyrex right here. I think... I'm not too sure. I think my best play is just to Airstream right here to Whimsicott. Do I want to use my Dynamax? I will if I have to. I think I just Behemoth Blade the Calyrex slot, because I don't know. If they go for the eject button switcheroo, I get the KO on Calyrex at least. I think that's a decent mid ground. We'll find out here. Looks like no swap, but they don't really have to switch with their team. So yeah, it makes sense. Fake Tears is fine. Helping Hand is fine here. Actually, Helping Hand, the Life Orb would probably KO my Zacian, because I'm not the bulky Zacian set. So we'll find out what they decide to do, but I am going to Dynamax Gyarados here. They could Protect. Protect would be best case scenario here, I think, but let's see. It's going to be a... Okay, Tailwind just comes out. That's perfectly okay here. What does Calyrex do here, though? Sub? Attack. Astral Barrage. Astral Barrage is fine. Do take it. It does look... Is that Life Orb? It just didn't really seem like it did much damage. We are going to be able to go for Behemoth Blade, though, into the Calyrex. Doesn't look like Specs. So... yeah, it's Sash on that. So that means the Whimsicott might be Copa Berry, actually. I wonder if it is Copa Berry. We'll find out here, I guess. So Airstream going to come out into the Whimsicott, and goodbye Whimsicott. So it's not Copa Berry. Just goes down to my Airstream. Imagine if I was Moxie Gyarados right now. That attack boost would be so pleasant here, but that is fine. I don't think that's a bad position. Let's find out what's being brought in, though. If it's a Moongus, I think I'm going to Rock Fall, because I'm going to Rock Fall so I can get the knockout on Calyrex without having to worry about it. I'll take a Spore. That's not that big of a deal, I think. And if it's anything else, Urshifu coming in. Okay. And it is the Darker Urshifu. Okay. If it's Choice Banded, well, it has to be Choice Banded. Ooh, it probably is Choice Banded, actually. It would be, right? Because it's Focus Sash on this. I mean, that's fine. I have like multiple ways to revenge KO in the back. I'm gonna Airstream the Urshifu slot, and I'm just gonna protect my Zacian because I might as well preserve it. If the Gyarados goes down, that's fine here. I don't really mind that too much, because I'd probably just get to go my own Urshifu and click Sucker Punch into Calyrex and go for the Behemoth Blade into the Urshifu slot. So we're gonna see Astral Barrage once again. Perfect. That's fine with me. Does the Wicked Blow come out? This Choice Band probably. I actually can't tell. That didn't look like choice band damage, but that is fine. I'm able to get an airstream off into the Urshifu slot, which is going to pick up a knockout once again. So this Gyarados is just putting in a ton of work, absorbing these attacks really well and allowing me to revenge KO. And I'm not even worried about Calyx in the end game at this point. I have Grassy Glide on the Moltres. So yeah, this is, I mean, not Moltres, this is the Rillaboom. So let's see what the last Pokemon is. If it is Moltres though, okay, stop Lele. Okay. That's fine. Okay. I gotta think about this because I don't know who Dynamax is here at this point. I'm gonna Rockfall the Tapu Lele slot, and I think preserving Zacian's more important than preserving Urshifu at this point. Yeah, because Urshifu only threatens Sucker Punch, and I have a Rillaboom in the back. I don't know if they're gonna Dynamax Tapu Lele. If they Dynamax Tapu Lele, their Tailwind turns are expiring too, so I'm okay with that for the most part, because the Zacian will be able to destroy the Tapu Lele. Okay, it's Scarf Tapu Lele. That's fine too. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, goodbye my Gyarados. They don't get a boost, which is nice, although it really shouldn't impact this game that much. Let's find out. It's going to be the Astral Barrage coming out. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So I'm going to go out into my Zacian here. If I go Rillaboom, I'm worried if they... I guess I could... No, I can't go Rillaboom. No, I can't go Rillaboom. The reason I don't want to go Rillaboom is because I don't want... Because it leads to mind games with the terrain afterward. I'm going to go Zacian so they think I don't have Rillaboom, so the Calyx is safe and probably attacks here with Astral Barrage. And I don't know what the Lele does here. I'm going to use this as a bait. I'm hoping they don't expect Rillaboom in the back. I'm going to bring out the Rillaboom now and click Sucker Punch. And the main reason I'm doing this is just so the Calyx feels a little bit more comfortable going for the attack right here. And the reason is because I think if I send in hard Rillaboom, it's a little bit strange because since they're under Tailwind, they could like protect the Calyx, go for a Starfall into the Urshifu slot, and then I won't have the terrain up, and then I'll be in a lot of trouble. So this way, I'm kind of bluffing right here and seeing if this works out. Let's see. It's gonna be no Dynamax. Sucker Punch does come out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Goodbye, Calyx. And that should be the game because I'm pretty sure Zacian will win at this point. The Psyshock won't do nearly enough damage to pick up a KO. Psyshock's gonna go for the Rillaboom, which is completely fine. As yeah, we're good here. And we're gonna go for just attacks right here into Tapu Lele to try and pick up the knockout. And yeah, the main reason, as I mentioned before, is if I went Rillaboom here, my worst fear was Calyx protecting Tapu Lele Dynamaxing because they still had Dynamax on deck. They Starfall knock out the Urshifu. My terrain gets reset. And then I'm stuck in Misty terrain basically. And they still have a Calyx out that can Astral Barrage. And then Lele can go for a Psychic move or any attack really. And just do too much to my Rillaboom and I wouldn't be able to win the game. This way it was a big bluff here, as I was able to make them think that they were safe when they weren't, which is really nice. And especially since they needed the KO onto Zacian, and the only way they could KO the Zacian at that position, I don't think a max move would have. It would have been attacking with Calyx right there. So that's the main reason I went for it. And yeah, even if they Dynamax here, Zacian's in the back, and now they don't even have their choice scarf. So they're in a pretty rough position. So we are going to see the Dynamax from Tapu Lele, and unless they have like Airstream, there's no chance I think of them coming back right here. So let's see, because we already confirmed they were Scarf because they outspent the Calyx. Wicked Blow going to come out into Tapu Lele. Beautiful damage. Tapu Lele's physical defense isn't that amazing. We're going to see the Max Starfall come out. It is going to target down the Urshifu. Yeah, okay. So the Urshifu goes down, and does Rillaboom pick up the KO with Wood Hammer? It is the Miracle Seed boost. So let's see. As yeah, Starfall, Dynamax, and Tapu Lele. This was basically what I would have worried about if Calyx was around and I sent in hard Urshifu or hard Rillaboom. As we are able to pick up the knockout into Tapu Lele. Good game. I think overall that was pretty solid. I think just showcasing like thinking about the situations of just sending in Pokemon, because yeah, like Rillaboom looks really good there, right? Because you could just Grassy Glide, threaten, Sucker Punch, threaten. But the thing is, you always have to think about one of the worst case scenarios there and what your opponent would likely see there. And yeah, the Starfall I think would have been detrimental to me if I sent in hard Rillaboom. So making them feel safe and then bringing out the Rillaboom, I thought was like the best call right there. And luckily I think it just paid off, because again, I think I would have lost the game if I sent in hard Rillaboom. And if they have the options that I did mention before, I definitely would have lost. So that's really nice. Although there's one play I could do theoretically if I'm really worried about that. What I could do is switch out. I could go into Rillaboom, double out a Zacian, and then Grassy Glide, and then Sucker Punch the Calyrex. If the Calyrex attacks, it goes down. If it goes for Protect, then I go Rillaboom, but that opens up for a door for a double Protect, so that isn't the most solid, but is another option that could be considered in that position, I think. And that is the show. Oh, Imprison Zacian actually was able to be used. I have played a few games with this team already, and every time I've used Zacian against an opposing Zacian, I would probably just win the game for the most part before I was even able to get the Imprison off, even though I was positioning for it. So really glad that we were able to get a Imprisoned Zacian showcase here for that end game, which was really nice. And yeah, if you did enjoy today's episode, again, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help out. And go check out the creator available in the description down below, and you can try out his rental team right here. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch you all later.